It's about 9 o'clock at night. It's November 20th. And I did film this morning, but it wasn't very usable. I was just rambling because I was so tired. But I stayed up pretty late last night. I did write the 5,000 words, which was great. It was probably the first time I've made a writing goal all month. I also reached 20,000 words in my nano stats last night. So that's also cool. Right now, I have it, the amount of words I have to write every day is 2,288, which is getting better. Not impossible. So that's good. I might write more than that tonight if I'm not tired. I figured out why I've been so tired. I feel so dumb. I just haven't been taking my vitamin D pills, which I'm still tired when I take them, but it's a lot less like I'm exhausted. And I don't want to nap in the middle of the day when I'm taking them. And I'm so dumb. So tomorrow I have to start taking them again. I usually take them in the morning, but because I'm watching these dogs and my whole schedule is all messed up, I just forgot. Idiot. I also wrote in my notebook last night after writing until like 2 a.m. A lot of blog post ideas. There's more than one page here. There's about 3 pages here. Because I want to get back into blogging, and I'm trying to get some freelance blogging jobs in the next few months, and I want to keep up with my blog so I have somewhere to direct them to see how I write blogs. My face is also swollen. I don't know why. I think it's because my tooth hurts again. I have to call a dentist again tomorrow, and I have a bunch of loan stuff I have to mail, and I have to call them so they don't penalize me for not paying my loan payment next month. Super fun adult things. I'm gonna answer, there's like 3 questions that people asked in the Nikki Ray group. You can still ask me questions in there and I'll put them in other videos. The me asking you for your questions thing post only went up like 2 days ago, so probably not everyone saw it. By the way, my hair is clean, it's just not brushed. So yeah, I'm gonna answer the questions that were in the group. Yeah, Shirley, hi Shirley. I love Shirley. She's been like one of my #1 fans since the beginning. She asks, where did you get your inspiration for this year's story/book? And I don't know. It's like a sucky answer, but I really don't know. I got a lot of my ideas when I was in college, just like zoning out and not paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing. I don't know, it's just like there's one scene that just popped out at me one day when I was sitting waiting for class to start, like a few years ago. So I wrote it down and I didn't do anything with it for a few years. And then I just decided to go with it, and that is where I am. I don't want to like give too much away of what the book is about because I want to try to traditionally publish it, so I don't know, how much information is allowed to be given out in order for them to pick up your book. But it's sci-fi, romance, and it might have androids in it. Or cyborgs, or, something like that. It's not too futuristic, it's more of like a, this could happen in the near future kind of thing. And I really like where it's going. It's pretty different. The language is really different than what I'm writing, than what I've been writing. So I'm pretty excited about it. I really like this book. I really like the themes in it. I really like the questions that it makes you ask. And yeah, that's, I mean, that's not really a good answer, but that's the only answer I have. It just popped into my head. Billy Owens Jr., he asks, what makes NaNoWriMo such a big deal for writers, and why is it important to you? Okay, I can't speak for everyone, but for writers, writing is a really solitary thing. You sit in a computer and you type. Sometimes you could go to write-ins and stuff, or, you know, have a work party with your friends and write. But it's not the same, you know, it's not the same kind of experience as, I don't know, working in an office or something. It's very, you're in your own head the whole time. You feel like you're the only one going through this struggle of tackling writing a novel. But Nano, it builds a community of writers, and that's why I like it the most. It makes you, you feel like you're not so alone in writing it, and everybody's doing the same thing. You're all in the same boat, and you're all on the same level. It's just a really cool concept, and you get a lot of work done in a very short amount of time. And a lot of writers have trouble just doing it. They have all of the ideas, but they don't do it. And Nano forces you to hold yourself accountable for all of the words you're writing. And it's important to me because I've written over half of my books during Nano. Everybody knows the trope of the author that's always writing the same book and never does anything with it. And Nano makes it so at least you have at least part of a rough draft by the end of it. And that's really cool. I think it's the best. I was writing, you know, a book every few months before Nano, but I feel like I write faster when I use it. And even when it's not Nano time, I still use the same kind of system when I'm writing other books. So it's definitely like taught me a lot and given me tools to use. And yeah, I just really like Nano. If you're a writer, you should totally try it at least once. It's not for everybody. It's a big commitment, and you know, it's a big deal. But if you want to kickstart your writing and you want to try something new, I say give Nano a shot next year. It's really, it seems hard at first, but it's when you break it down into those little chunks that they give you and they track everything for you, it's really not too bad. And it makes it feel, like I said, it makes it feel more attainable, like you can reach that goal. So yeah, those are some of the many reasons I like Nano, and that's important to me. And the last few questions are from my friend Kim. She is a really good writer herself. You should check out her book on Amazon. It's called The Fool's Errand by Kim Coring. Definitely check it out. It's really, really good, and it doesn't get enough attention. First question is, which life experiences do you draw on to make your art, and how is the creative process cathartic for you? Whew. All right. That's a really deep question for me. I'm sorry about the lighting. My arm's getting tired, and this lighting makes my face look super red, but it's probably not as red. I draw on pretty much every time I feel like most of the time I draw on bad experiences, just emotionally bad, or I don't really add in events that have happened to me, but mostly like emotions that I remember feeling really strongly. And they're cathartic because I've gotten better at it. I've really gotten better at trying to deal with things as they come and not pushing them down and ignoring problems. But you know, writing and art have, since a really young age, always been the things I've gone to in order to feel better, or to feel like I'm in control of a situation, even though, you know, a lot of things are out of your control as a human being. I feel like just being able to create something from nothing, that idea, since I was probably 12 or something, that idea of creating something from absolutely nothing, it just makes me feel really empowered as a person. And so when I'm at my lowest point and when I feel like I have absolutely no control over anything is when I write the best. It's just how I've always coped with the world and situations and the bad stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much the core of it. There are like some personal things that leak out into my writing all the time. I don't purposely put them in there. But most of the time it's the raw emotion of how I felt given a situation. And then she asks, do you find the process or the end result more satisfying? I'm guessing she means of writing. I don't know. It used to be the process. I used to just be so, just feel so accomplished and so good about myself, just writing every day or, you know, whenever, and adding to chapters or whatever, and making up things, basically. But I feel like the writing part has become more of a process for me, more of a figuring things out as I go, which even if I do plot stuff, it ends up happening that way. But my favorite stage of writing my books is revising, because I feel like when I write, I have most of the main things I want to include in the story, in the rough draft. But a lot of things I don't know yet until I read through it or I get to the end and then I go back and add in things. And I always describe it as like a skeleton, and then revising and revising over and over again adds all of the details and makes it real to me. So the end result, I think I'm probably in the middle, because the end result, I'm satisfied when I'm personally done with the book, because that's probably harder for me than deciding how to start a book, is how to end a book. Or not even how, but when. When you decide you're finished revising and it's finally as perfect as you think it's gonna be. Yeah, that's the hardest part for me, because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that stuff, and I don't like feeling like there's more I could have done. I think when I finally figure out when to end everything and I'm done, and before I publish it. And I'll tell you why. Books, to me, writing, stories, anything, to me, personally, is a very personal thing. I feel like when I write and when I finally am happy with the story, it's like a breath of fresh air, kind of like you can take a breath and you're like, oh, yeah, I did write that and I really am proud of this. And I think it's an important moment for every author before they publish, no matter how they publish it. I think it's a really important moment to like step back and just acknowledge that you did this thing and you made this thing from nothing and you created all of it yourself from your mind. And you know what it means to you. And you have to make peace with the fact that not everyone is going to interpret it the same way. Which was really hard for me when I first started. I mean, I feel like that's probably a hard thing to deal with for any creative person, is you think you have all of these thoughts and ideas and questions and things that you put into these novels, and then people read other stuff in it. Which is beauty of literature. That's why we write, and that's why we read. That's a long-winded way of saying right before I publish. So I guess that towards the end result is my favorite. So when I'm finally done editing and revising and stuff, and then right before I publish it and people know what it is. So that's all the questions I had. Like I said, you can totally ask me questions anytime you want. I love answering questions. You can ask me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And I will answer to the best of my ability. Sorry this vlog was kind of boring today. I didn't really do anything except work on these bags though. I've been writing late at night, and that's probably why I'm tired too, is because I've been writing at night, because that's my default writing time, because that's all of my life. That's when I've had time to write, is at night when everybody's sleeping, or, you know, I'm not working or something. My nano stats right now, just to confirm so I don't forget. The stats I have right now, my total words written in nano are 20,686, which is cool. And then in the actual full-length novel that I've been working on forever, that's 56,885. So pretty good, not too shabby. I have 30,000 words left and less than 12 days to do them. It seems, when I think about it like that, it seems super impossible. But if I look, this is why I'm talking about why I like Nano, because you think of that in terms of days and hours and things like that, and all the things you have to get done besides writing, and you don't think you can do it. But then you look at this, you look at your stats, and you look at your stats and you see, oh, okay, so, sorry my screen is so dirty, I have to clean it. You see that, oh look, that's how many I have, and then I have to write this many words to finish on time, and it's really cool. The battery is about to die, so I'm gonna go and write, and I will see you tomorrow.